Sunday! I'm so glad that you're here. Today we're going to explore the mysterious dark blue colour from the east. What colour is indigo? It's week 9 of 100 Days of Collage and I'm so excited to be working with this beautiful colour. So let's get in the studio and let's make art. Indigo is a fabulous colour and it can range from very pale blue to a really dark and intense blue, and I absolutely love it. Of course, you can notice this in the fashion of blue jeans, which ranges from really pale to really, really dark, and it's all the glorious mystery from the east. So indigo is a Greek term that means from India to describe the fabulous dark blue fabric that was coming from that continent. It's a plant-based dye. The plant is native to India, but is also found in Africa and Asia. I know, right? So how do we mix up this beautiful indigo color? I'm glad you asked. So what color is indigo? Well, this Atelier paint brand has indigo as blue-black, which pretty much is a great description for indigo. So if we squeeze some out and have a little play, look at that color. Oh, I mean, you probably see it as black, but it's not really, because if we add some water to it, then you can see the beautiful blueness in the black. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely amazing. I love this color. Look at that. Now, what colors do we want to put with this color? That's the next question. We could really go crazy, and you know, it's gonna get a little dramatic. Now, what if we add some white to the beautiful indigo? Then we get these tones. Might look something like a pair of jeans you have. So if indigo is blue-black, then it makes sense, right, that we could mix it with blue and black. I mean, that makes sense to me. So I've got some ultramarine blue and some black. And let's have a look. Beautiful ultramarine blue. Oh, I love this color. Oh, man, I love this color. Little bit of black, tiny bit of black. And there you go. We have magnificent indigo. Now you see how much blue I'm adding compared to the black. Just a little bit. But, you know, you can have different shades of indigo. It doesn't just have to all be one color. Look at the beautiful white with the indigo. Yes, that is just glorious. So mix your own shades of indigo. You can go from dark as dark as dark as. If you add more black, it's just going to be darker and darker. Or you can go and add some white to it and make it lighter and lighter. Yay! What a fabulous experiment. See which shades of indigo you like the best. Now, I can't see why we can't do that with the inks. So I've got a little spray bottle from the cheap shop. I have phthalo blue and black in the Liquitex acrylic inks. Now, why can't we just mix our own spray inks? No reason. Put some blue into the bottle. Now, as we saw in the last experiment, you don't want to add too much black. You just need a little black to the blue. A couple of drops maybe. Shall we try a couple of drops? See how that looks. Mix her up. See, looking like denim, baby. Righto, what are we going to experiment on? Well, you know, we're going to do some collage, so we may as well spray some papers, right? There we go. Do we like that shade? That's pretty nice. Denim pants, here we come. Yeah, I'm thinking so. Look at that. My atomizer's a little how you going, but that looks okay. So we could also make it a little darker I think we could add a few more drops of black to it. We can vary the shade of the indigo. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. You seriously need to experiment with this color and see where on the tints and tones you like it the best. Just adding some more ink in my bottle to see if I can get it to spray a little easier. Ooh, could be darker this time. Oh my gosh, yes, hello. We need to do some beehive paper. Yeah, that's a pretty nice color. That is a very nice shade. There we go. Now the thing's working properly. I'm liking that. Look at that. Yes, that is intense. And we know, I do like me a bit of intense. That is beautiful. There's my indigo saturated beehive paper, which you know I'll be using. I'm doing this on just craft paper because then I tend to spray on it and create do all sorts of mark making and stencils on it. Over time it builds up and it becomes amazing. So what about this paper? Let's try getting some more spray onto this and see how that looks. Yay! That's going to look pretty good too. I was getting annoyed at my spray bottle because it was kind of coming out weird, but I actually like the pattern that it's creating on this paper. So, you know, these things just happen. You got to roll with the flow. But I do like that color. I'm liking this particular tone of the indigo. It's very dark blue denim looking. That's pretty fun. I like that. Oh yeah, now it's finally working. Oh man, this spray bottle is a little chap. There we go. Oh, much better. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. That looks like an old style pair of jeans when they used to be in hip to be dark denim blue. Loving this. All right, we're going to have some fun with these collages. And of course, I had to spray all of the beautiful white papers that I have with the gorgeous ink that I mixed up. Now, once I hit the gel plate with my fabulous paint, it all went dramatic very fast. And I brought in the beautiful bronze color. And after experimenting with the bronze, I pulled in some of the beautiful warm tones of magenta because I think it looks absolutely fabulous with the deep blue tones of the indigo. So I created some prints and then I added a beautiful flower stencil, and this is how it all turned out. Now I have a great selection of beautiful papers for these collages and I just can't wait to get going. Yippee! You know, with these rich dark tones, things could get quite dramatic quite fast. It's definitely not going to be the beautiful peaceful blues of last week. No, no, no. It's going to be dramatic. I just love it. Now I'm loving that. I think I want to start with some of the bronze because I so enjoyed making these jelly prints. This is just on tissue and I think I'm loving it with that. Now what about we start with something like that? I think this is going to be the last week I'm using this particular art journal because it's getting a bit round and I've got one waiting for me. So, you know, we just have to. Definitely starting with the bronze and the beautiful deep mysterious tone of indigo on there. Should we add some of the magenta straight away? I mean, shall we just jump in? I know, I went straight there and started playing with it immensely. I mean, look at this glorious color on the deep blue. It's just beautiful. We could get that dramatic that fast. They look so fabulous. I've got some of this one as well with the glorious crosses. That looks beautiful. Or there's some on the gold jelly print. Oh my gosh, I know. And we don't have to be that dark. I could lighten up. Look at this shade on this particular blue. You know, it's all rather glorious. Look at that one. Oh, I know, right? We're going to do something with the indigo and the bronze and probably the magenta, and I might do a few pages in these colors because I'm just feeling it. I'm just loving these tones and the rich ornate textures. I absolutely love this flower one as well, this stencil on the beautiful indigo in magenta and some of the bronze and copper. Oh, look at it. It's just glorious. I'm definitely going to use all of these papers, but probably not on the first page. So let me gain control of myself and we'll narrow down this selection. So I narrowed down my grand haul. Sometimes it's just as hard having too much as it is not having enough, because you've got to make all these really hard decisions. Anyway, it's the indigo and the bronze that is my initial inspiration. So I'm starting with that. And then it was the beautiful magenta that I added into my gel prints and also stenciled over them as well. So that's the second inspiration, which I'm starting with those two. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to go. You could get a little experimental, but you know, that's the fun of doing intuitive and spontaneous collages, because you're just not quite sure how it's going to end up. Not really. It could end up pretty ordinary, or it might be just amazing. Now, there's not one way to rule them all when it comes to doing these intuitive collages. So if you're not inspired by the same thing, or you don't like the same colors, don't worry about it. You just do you. You just join along in the video and create what you want to create and have a good time, because really that's what it's all about. We're hanging out, we're having fun, we're creating art. And you know, what else is there? Seriously. Right, so that's going to go on there like that. After that, yeah, I don't know actually where we're headed after that. I guess we'll both see. But let's try and get this on without too much damage. Now I'm using a Liquitex Basics Matte Medium because I like to brush it on. I was a painter long before I started playing with the gel plate and printmaking. So some of my habits are ingrained because I've been painting for 30 years. So I like using a brush. I'm just used to it. It's so natural to me. I also put on a lot of paint because it's habitual. You know, I used to paint beautiful, huge, big canvases of acrylic paint and lavish application, as you can imagine. And you know, some habits are just hard to change. So I still slap on a lot of paint. I love lavish, intense colors, and that's just who I am. You don't have to create the same way. And I would love to see how you respond to these different colors, because it's so fun. Righto, that's on without too much damage. I kind of like it sticking out there. I like the shape of it. I really love this particular stencil. It's kind of Moroccan looking, and with these beautiful, rich, ornate tones, you know, I'm just feeling it. So what are we going to do next is the question. Oh, I really love this image that I found on Unsplash. I think I might put it on here because it's got those rich tones with the indigo and the bronze, and it's looking beautiful and ornate. So, you know, it's just going to have to happen. I love the shape of this particular image. I actually think it's a door. And the colors working for us in our particular theme. So, you know, we're winning. Win-win, win-win. Now, what are we doing with that little section? That's a very good question. I might put some of the magenta over there because I've got it here. So it kind of throws it over there. I like seeing the pages as a whole, a 2-page spread. That's just how I personally like it. I've got this gel print, which started with the Indigo and then a bit of a roll off. And then I'm like, that's boring. And when it was dried, I put one of the cross stencils on it. So I'm thinking I might use some of this. It's got magenta and it's also got some of the bronze probably. A little bit of copper. I don't know. I was getting a bit crazy with it. And I was putting all the beautiful metallic tones on with the magenta because I just love it. I love the simplicity of this stencil. But I think I'd probably love it more underneath this piece. So let's see if, yes, it's still wet enough to lift up. Yippee! Don't you love that? Delete button. Delete, delete. So I think I'd like to put it in just under there like that. Of course, it doesn't always go exactly how you want when you're doing something intuitive like this, but you just got to learn to roll with the punches. Seriously, it'll be all right. You can always fix it if something doesn't go the way you want. You can change it, you can fix it, you can add more to it. You can paint over it, you can add more collage papers. There's so many ways to fix something that you aren't happy with. You can change it. And I might change how I've put that section. I'm not sure. But at the moment, that's how it's looking. And it's going to have to dry anyway. Look at these little pieces that I just ripped off. Now, that's cool. That's a cool piece in itself with the gel print and the stencil. I mean, so simple. I'm loving this bit there. The way it goes lighter and darker. That's the edge of the gel plate, I think. But it's so cool. Don't you love that about jelly printing? And then I've got these little bits and pieces of these crosses that will probably pop up for some time. That's so deep, that color there of the indigo. Man, that's like, you know, the ocean at nighttime. When it's really dark. Righto, now, of course, we're going to have to do something with it because it's all just looking a bit ordinary. Yeah, I love the colors. I love the beginning of it. Where are we going to head next? I think I could add some of this fabulous paper that I threw my glorious self-made indigo ink on. That was fun. You should try that, seriously. I get the little spray bottles from the dollar shop. They're really cheap. You can mix up any color you like when you're playing with it like that. That looks okay. Do I want 3 or do I only want 2? Because it's quite wide. I want 2. Okay, thanks for that. I think I'll just have 2 and not 3. Because, you know, and then I've got that little slither to use another time, right? I know, you gotta love those scrap bags. Oh, yes, I do. Ta-da! Look, we got that for next time. Yay! We got this for now. That's going to go on there. It's a little crooked, but, you know. Oh, it doesn't matter too much. It'll all work out. I'm liking it. I think I'll put it just there on the edge where it's hitting the crosses and then it's not covering the beautiful bronze because I like that pop of colour. And we'll put it right there. Okay. Let's do that. Right, that looks beautiful. Of course, we're going to have to add something else. Ooh, what about the beehive paper that I sprayed? Now, I wasn't sure what was going to look better, so I sprayed 3 lots of beehive paper. There's the gold, of course. That looks rather dramatic and stunning. Yes, that could work. This is something else, which I can't remember what it was. And then I've got this one as well, which is, well, pretty pale. Yeah, that's not very exciting, is it? Meh, that's not very exciting. So either this one, that works. It's got more of a coppery tone to it. This one's quite yellowy gold, but I kind of like it. It is rather exciting. All right, we won't get too intense too fast. Let's go with the coppery color just to break. Oh, you know what we could do? What about we put some of those crosses underneath it because they'll come through with this paper. Righto, righto. I like that idea, but not this one because I like this one. What about this strip? I wonder if this will work. If I put this here on there and then put, oh, that looks pretty cool by itself. Oh, man. Maybe I should just leave that. I like that. Oh, man. Or shall I put the beehive over the top? Yeah. No, some serious decision making now. Maybe that looks all right there too. Oh, man. I'm really liking this. Righto. I'm going to have to make some executive decisions. So I put the beautiful crosses on, and I'm pretty happy. Now the question still remains. Am I going to put the beehive paper on? If I do, you might not see it very clearly because I have sprayed the paper so it won't dissolve as much as the white would. Or shall I pull it this side? That's kind of cool too. Or maybe I should take out the middle pieces. Ooh. I may as well try it, right? It can only not work. What's the worst thing that can happen? It can just look crappy. That's okay. We can fix it. Let's take out the middle pieces and see how that looks. Okay, well, it got a little beat up in the process. What do you think? What do you think? Yes or no? Yes or no? I'm going to do it, man. Seriously. It could only not work. What the heck? We got nothing to lose. It did get a little beat up in the process of taking the middle bits out. But it'll be all right. It'll be all right. It's not a strong color, so it's not going to be too dominant. And it's, you know, pretty, oh man, let's get it in the right spot. Oh man, I tell you. All right, there, let's put it there. Okay, all right. Okay, we're winning. We're okay, we're okay. Actually, I like the way it's a little beat up. I like the texture of the paper. I think it was one of those Tim Holtz sprays that I sprayed it with. Something about something. I didn't pay enough attention. I was just grabbing sprays and going crazy. Of course I was. That looks okay. You know, I don't mind it. I like the ones that it's working. It's kind of nicked to the last one at the bottom, but that's okay. The kind of, you know, bronzy, coppery tone that it is looks all right. Right, the pages are dry enough for us to be able to continue, and I think we made really good decisions. I'm loving this. It's still a little damp, but I like the beehive paper in that antique bronze, I think it was. And I'm glad I tore the middle pieces out, or you wouldn't been able to see my glorious crosses. The colours look fabulous, don't you think? I know they're intense and dark and moody, but you know, that maybe that's how it is today. It's definitely not the light, pretty sunny day at the beach like it was last week. And that shows you how incredibly colours can change the emotion of your artwork and the whole feel and tone of what you're working on. Oh, I love this so much. So this works really well. I love the bronze. I love the magenta with these glorious indigo tones. This picture's fabulous. That came off unsplash.com. I like that website because it's royalty free. There are other websites as well. You don't have to use that one. My beautiful paper that I sprayed with my homemade indigo ink looks fabulous. I'm so happy with it. It's all sitting really well. I think these crosses might feature this week because I stenciled a whole heap onto some papers and I'm just really liking it. I'm loving this pattern as well and these stencils too. Yeah, it might get a little repetitive, but I'm loving it. So these pages are a great start for our Indigo week. They're very ornate. I like the depth of the tones of colours and yay, that was just fun. Okay, so what are we going to do next? I think they're dry enough for us to be able to move on. Right, so what are we going to put on these pages? I might start, perhaps I'll start a little lighter this time. Some of these papers are a little lighter. That's pretty, that's nice. Oh, I like that too. But I think I also might go with some of the glorious flower stencils that I put on this piece of indigo jelly print. I'm loving the drama of that. Yes, I think I should definitely use some of that on there, maybe that much of it on the edge there. And then what do we want on here? Oh, maybe some of that. That's pretty nice. Or that one. That's nice too. Oh man, you know how this goes, right? It's this decision-making process. It's giving me grief today. Oh, that's pretty nice. That is a very nice print. Oh, don't mind that idea. And then maybe some of these prints here. They got a little beat up in the process, but I really like some sections of them. They are really nice. They've got the indigo in different shades and they've got the bronze. So I'm thinking something like this could work really well. Loving these colors. Yeah. All right. Let's do something like that. We need something here, so we'll have to think about that. Maybe I'll pull out some of my mark making papers. Ooh, that could be good. Maybe some of the circles. All right. Let's go head in that direction and see how that works out. I just love these beautiful warm colors with that deep indigo tone. Oh my gosh, I love that. Now I'm going to put this on here, but I found a piece of this when I was rummaging through my boxes. So I thought it would look really cool. Something like this. I'm not sure where. Something like that. I like that idea. I'm going to not think about it too much. I love this script on it. The bronze is working really well. So sometimes you can get a little bit in your head about things because especially when you have 20 options. That sometimes you can stress yourself out by second guessing and shall I do this or shall I do that? And that doesn't help you create freely when you're stressing about what should I do. So sometimes you just need to not think about it and just put it down. And if you don't like it, like I always say, you can always fix it. Some days you just need to not think too much. And for me, today is one of those days because I'm overthinking everything and it's making things too difficult because I just have too many options. I know, it's my own fault. I had so much fun creating the jelly prints. I went from different shades of indigo and then I pulled in the bronze and then I got out the magenta and yes, things got crazy and hectic. And I made a mess everywhere, but oh my gosh, I had such a glorious time. But now I'm overthinking which papers I want because I want all of them. And that's just not going to work. Can't have all of them. So I need to stop thinking about it and just create the beautiful pages because I love all of the jelly prints anyway. And if I don't use them today, I'm pretty sure I'll just use them another day. Look at that. That is such glorious color. Yay. Righto, so that's down and that's down. That was quick. Do we like it? I really hope we do. I'm just loving this color. The blue is absolutely beautiful. You can see why people went crazy when indigo was first found. Love it. Righto, so that's that. I was thinking of putting this piece on because I like the bronze and I think I still might do that. It goes right off the edge there, so we might cut that. And then I'm not too sure. Right, so that one went down without too much trauma, which was rather good. Oops, don't poke it. Don't poke it. It'll tear. I'm just loving the ghost print, actually, that's on this piece. That's what it is. You can see faint stencil patterns from these other stencils that I was using. Oh, I just love it. Now, I'm thinking we need a little bit more magenta on this side to balance out the color from over there. And I pulled out this piece from the scrap bag. What do we think? Yeah, I think it's okay. All right. Remember, we're not overthinking. So if it all goes to custard, I may have a cry, but you can remind me that we're not overthinking things today. We're just going to put it down and keep working until we're happy. Righto. So, do you think I should put it on straight? Put it on straight is just, anyone can do that. Takes a real skill to get as crooked as I can get. Right, that's that. That's on there. I'm loving those warm tones. It brings over the colour from the other side of the page. And it's down without too much trauma. Don't keep poking at it. Righto, that's good. Now, what else do we want? Because we want something to lift it a little, right? What about some white? What about some white paper that I haven't yet sprayed? Ooh, that's an idea. All right, I'll have to go and look for that. Righto, I have this beautiful paper that I haven't yet sprayed. I did spray some, and it turned out rather glorious. This is my Indigo sprayed piece. Yes, you saw me doing that. Turned out really cool, don't you think? And the colour is just gorgeous. Hello, Jeans West. But I think we could really do with some of the white because it would make the page fresh. I'm not sure how well this will dissolve because I haven't actually used this paper before. So we'll see. It's brand new. And what about we put it on here? Is that too big? Is that too much? Oh, texture looks great, doesn't it? Oh, I think we might need another one. Why have one when you can have two? This one's a lot smaller, so it'll help balance out the composition. But, got to try these ideas. So, what about if we put a second one on, a lot smaller, of course. That, that could look good. Like there, like something like that. What do you think? Do we like this? I like this idea. Don't know what they're going to glue down like, but put that one right at the bottom on that edge there, cutting across. Yeah, okay. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to think about it. Do I want to trim it some more? Maybe I'll just trim it a little bit. Okay, we're not thinking too much. We're just going to put it down and pretty much hope for the best. Right? Oh, man. Right there. Don't know how much it's going to dissolve. Like I said, haven't used it before. It's beautiful, soft, absorbent paper. I'm pretty sure you could spray it, paint it, or ink it any color you like. Love the texture on it. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's looking pretty nice. Yes, this was a great idea. Thank you for your encouragement, because this is going to look fabulous. Sometimes you just got to go with it. Trust yourself and hope for the best. Righto. We'll put it there. Beautiful textured paper. Always a winner. I like that idea. I think that was a good one. So we'll see how these beautiful pages dry up, and hopefully they'll look amazing. Yes, that paper's a winner. We are going to use that again for sure. Righto, show you when they're dry. So the pages are almost dry. Look at this paper. It's just beautiful. I love it. I love the jelly print here. That was a ghost print, and look how stunning that looks next to the beautiful indigo. Loving the pop of warm color there. And I love my flowers and a little sneaky bit of script in the bronze. Beautiful. But what do you think? Do you think maybe the paper here is a little too white in contrast, or shall I leave it alone? Because beautiful Benita sent me these gorgeous eye zinc gold mine, because I had run out, right? I know you find that hard to believe. I'd run out. I didn't have any more. I was having a whinge and I couldn't buy any. So Benita said she would send me hers from the studio. I can't believe it. I love our community. It's amazing. What about just a little spritz? It can only, maybe I'll test it out. It can only end badly, but it won't. Yes, I like that. They just needed to knock back the white so it wasn't so stark. That's all it needed. Tiny little spritzer. Thank you so much, Benita. Oh my gosh, I am so grateful for our fabulous community and the amazing friends that I'm making. I absolutely love it. Just going to wipe off the overspray from my stenciled flowers because I like the real strong indigo on there. I like dramatic contrast. I know you probably realize that by now, but I just do. I like the contrast of the dark and the light. I love fully saturated colors. Makes me happy. And seriously, it's what it's all about, people. Just paint yourself happy. I'm loving this. I'm going to leave it now. I think it's absolutely glorious. I love that I gave that one a little spritzer. I know, can't help myself. What can I say? It looks fabulous. That little spritzer of gold makes all the difference. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I can never be without those gold sprays. I'll die, I tell you. So that looks fabulous. I'm loving this paper. These pages are just so deep and intense, and you know, I'm feeling it. I'm telling you, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling all deep and intense. Oh, but it's good, right? Yes. So moving on to the next page. What are we going to do next? These are looking beautiful. I love them. They're just gorgeous, glamorous, deep tones of rich, luxurious colors. What's not to love? Righto. So let's carry on. Right, so what are we going to do on these pages? You know, I really loved this paper. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love the texture in it. I love the quality of the paper. So I'm thinking maybe I might like to use this one, which is the one that I sprayed with the indigo ink. So do I want to stick it on the whole page? You know, that's a bit boring. That's not going to happen now, is it? No. I was thinking of putting on some of this mark making. I really love that. That is still a potential. I just love those marks. The colors are right. It's working for our theme. I could just stick that on there. Oh, well, you know, I'm seriously thinking about that one. That can stay there. But I don't think we're going to just stick that on because that's boring. And rummaging through my gel prints, I'm absolutely in love with this one, even though it got a little torn to shreds. It was on tissue, and when I pulled it, it was pulling off a lot of the paint that was stuck on the plate. And of course, it tore, but I love the texture of it. I love the color of it. So I might just stick the torn bits on like that. And then I think I'll rip these out rather than just stick the whole page on because that's a little boring. I think I'll rip them out and see how they look on top of this background. Loving that idea. Now, do I want to go with the mark making? I'm a little tempted, but I also like this print here. I love this print here. I love the deep tone of the indigo and the two different sections of it. So you know, I might go with that. And if I've got this much blue, seriously, we need to pull in some of the warmer tones. So we might continue with my fabulous crosses and the bronze. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Shall we go with something like that? It's a good start. And we've got a consistency of the stencils and the colors. This is just glorious. We could put a white rose there. Yes, we could. And then something else is going to have to go on here to brighten that up. And how about we just, what about if we add some of the mark making? Maybe, baby. Maybe we'll put that instead of the other paper. Oh, man. There's just too much. But they might look really good on that. Okay. Maybe I'll have a play with this idea. I'll just rip out these shapes and put them down these like that. And then something like that. Either that or that. I don't know, man. I'm liking the bronze. I'm really liking it. Maybe I could use it in the next page. Righto. I'll tear out some shapes and we'll see where we're at. Okay, the pages are dry, so let me tell you what happened. I put the beautiful jelly print on the background that I really liked, although you can only see that tiny bit left. Oh my gosh. And then I wanted to use this fabulous paper that I'd sprayed with the Indigo. It looks gorgeous. And when I was rummaging around, I found one of my own paintings that I had a print of. So I pulled that out because the turquoise works really well with the indigo color. You should try that. Seriously, it looks stunning. It matches beautifully, don't you think? I do. So that's just a part of one of my paintings that I had a print copy of. Decided to put it in because it works well. But then, of course, I only had that piece and it was too short, so I put the beautiful crosses down the side because I like to repeat some of the same imagery and gel prints and stencil because it just gives a continuity to the collection, and I really like that, especially when you look back or you see it together as a group. It works really well. Well, I think so. Anyway, so I'm loving this page. It looks beautiful. I put a little piece of white paper there because I knew I was going to put white on this side, and it just kind of connects it a bit more. So I put these gel prints down on this side. I'm loving it. I put the white rose, but of course it's never quite enough for me. So I put one of my fabulous beehive papers that I had sprayed, which is this one. And yes, this time I found out so I could tell you. Antique bronze is what it is. It's a Tim Holtz spray and it worked really well. Just sprayed it on the fabulous beehive paper, and then I may have given it a little spritzer with my beautiful gold mine. Yes, I did. And if I show you it at nighttime, these pages shine so beautiful under the lights. Oh my gosh, they look absolutely amazing with my fabulous gold mine. So they came together really well. I was really happy with it. I didn't finish till last night because sometimes, it's just hard to get a minute's peace around here. Do you like this? I love this paper. I was thinking about putting something in the middle of these, but I'm not because I really like the textured lines of them. I like the simplicity and they look beautiful. Do you like those ones or the white ones? You know, I absolutely love both. I'm loving that paper, the white and the indigo looks stunning. It's beautiful textured paper. So pretty happy with how this week's coming together. And we have one more page spread. Oh my gosh, these days are just flying by. So one more. What am I going to pull out? I'm going to have to use something that I'm busting to use. I'm really busting to use that particular mark making page that I keep coming back to. I like this one, and I also like this one, which is a little bit lighter in color and a bit more beat up. Which one will I go with? Maybe I'll go with the beat up one. I'm loving this one. I really like this. What do I want to put with it? Do I want it on this side or this side? I don't know. I'm really loving the bronze with these colors. Yes, I am. So I might do something with these two with the bronze. What about some of the paper that I sprayed with my fabulous indigo ink? That could work. That might work. That could work. What about some of that? With this paper, I love this mark making paper. Color's glorious. The bronze, I love the bronze. All right, okay, I'm going to do it. Now, do I want something else on there? I don't know. Maybe I just want to leave it. And then what do I want to put on this side? Maybe I might put this one on this side. We've got a bit of a roll going on here. So that could go up like that. And then what I'd like to use this side is I've got some of my fabulous Nat Geo paper. Now, if you are experimenting with the dissolving the National Geographic pages, make sure you take photos of the pages that work really well because they make fabulous print copies. So this is just a copy. It's a laser print of the Nat Geo page that I had dissolved, and they just work so well as a background. They're absolutely fabulous. I love them. And the thing is, you can never reproduce it. I can never make this page again. Not in a fit could I ever make this page the same again. So if you get some that you're creating, photograph them because they're fabulous pages to create print copies with for your backgrounds in your collages. I mean, look at that. Yes, that is stunning. I'm using it. What am I going to put with it? Well, I rummaged around in the scrap bag and I have some scraps. That's from last week. And this was a piece from the other page over. And I'm loving that. And then, of course, I cut me a circle with my fabulous secret circle cutter. And if you've watched this episode, you know how I did this. Right? I might have snuck into the kitchen to get my mum's favourite cereal bowl. Yes, I did. So I'm thinking we're going to go with this idea. Loving this Nat Geo paper. It looks amazing. Now, the bottom is here. So if I'm cutting it off there, there's the top, right? Now, if I'm cutting it off somewhere here, that doesn't give us much space at the bottom. So do I want that on top? Oh, yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. That would be cut off there. Now, do I want to do half a circle? I could do half a circle or a whole circle or put the circle on that way or that way. Yeah, I don't mind this idea like that. I don't know. What do you think? Or do I like it under? The hole's going to need something, so I'm going to have to go through the scrap bag to find something for that, probably in a bronze. Maybe something like this piece with a little bit of text on there like that, because I want the bronze. I like the bronze like that. That could work. But is it going to sit on top of these colors down here? Geez, these colors are just beautiful. I know I've said it 500 times this episode. I'm sorry, but I love the bronze with the indigo. It's just glorious. So I'm liking that, or it could sit under. Oh man, just help me, would you? Are we doing on top or underneath? Yeah, okay, on top. Okay. If you voted for underneath, I'm sorry, but I love this line. Look at this line here. That is so cool. Colors are working. Look at all these patterns in here. I had never reproduced this page. Don't forget, photograph your awesome Nat Geo pages because they make fabulous print copies. Righto, I'm going to do that. And that's going to go there because the bronze, it's going to roll over the massive curve there. We put a little bit of that paper and then that. And then we can decide if we want to add something else to this paper or am I happy to leave it? I was thinking about adding some of this because turquoise goes really well with these beautiful deep blue colors. And I really like this. And this is the last page. So it has to be now or never. What do you think? That one instead? Yeah, nah. It's not happening. I'm liking that one because I like the magenta tones also with the indigo. Can we do something with it here? I don't think so. Man, it's such a nice piece. I've got to do something. I've got about half a dozen of these left over from a different episode And they're so beautiful. They need to be used somewhere. Maybe another page. Oh, man. Maybe another page. All right. Let's get all this stuck down and then we'll see where we're at. Right, so the pages are all stuck down. They are still damp, but they are down. And I'm loving it. I absolutely love this Nat Geo page. I love the little bit of bronze in there, and I'm loving the indigo on this paper. I'm really glad that I sprayed those papers. That one too, I think that looks fabulous. I like this texture here. I think it mimics the circle, and I like my script writing in there in the bronze. Yay! Makes me happy. What can I say? It makes me happy. Loving this side with the bronze and the beautiful indigo and my fabulous mark making gel print, which is only just barely dry. Now, the question is, do I add something else to there? I'm kind of tempted, but I don't have to. I mean, it's looking pretty nice, this page. But I did cut out another one of these circles in some more script writing. What do you think? What do you think? Shall I put, I'm very tempted to put something like that on there because the colors look glorious. I like it going sideways or even upside down because I don't want it to be read. It's not like you're trying to read the writing. I just love the texture of script writing. So it could go like that. You know, I don't mind it. It would chop off there because that's the end of the page there. We'd chop it off. I don't mind it. I think it looks pretty cool. What about down the bottom? Yeah, kind of. I don't mind. What about at the top? Yeah, not at all. And we don't want it in the middle because that's too obvious and they're both the same. So I'm thinking either we put half of it on this edge or we don't put it there at all. That's the thing. Even just a little slither of it like that. That could be right. A little bit more maybe, like that. Or nothing. So what do you think? What do you think? Yes? No? Maybe? Yeah, okay, I'm going to do it. Okay. If you voted no, you're outvoted. So I think I'm going to put it like that. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to do it right now. And if I don't like it, well, I'll blame you. I think it'll be okay. I like the texture and the shape of another element. I like the multiple layers of collage. You don't just want it to have it all just one layer. So, you know, it's beautiful. It's a great color. I like the texture of the writing. And it's really not going to hurt having it on there. About that much. That much? Maybe a bit higher. About like that. Okay. All right. That's where it's going. And then I'll chop off the extra bit when it's dried. And we're done. Dunskies, baby. That's week 9. You know, I don't even know what week we're up to. I think it's week 9. Oh, man, the weeks are just screaming by. That is beautiful. I love it. So I'll let this dry. I'm going to chop off the excess on there, and then we'll do a little review of our fabulous pages. You know, it was a bit rocky to start, but I think I've come good. I've come good in the end. Man, I had a rough day yesterday, but I think I've come good today. So as long as we finish well and we're happy with what we've done, it's a good week. Yay! Righto, we'll let that dry and then we'll do a review of our fabulous Indigo week. Righto, so the pages are all dried and I've taken you back to the beginning so we can have a look at fabulous Indigo week. Yay! I truly love these rich tones, rich dark tones. I just love the opulence of it. I love the bronze. This image is awesome. That worked really well. I like the way I put the crosses stencil throughout the whole series of the pages, and I'm loving this. This worked out really well with the beehive tearing out the middle. Yay! It's looking beautiful. Love the magenta with the indigo. I think that it's just glorious. Right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm loving this white paper and my little spritzer of the gold mine. Yay! The tones are beautiful. The patterns are glorious. Yay for the beautiful flowers. Loving it. It's just glorious. I just love these textures. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay. It's looking beautiful. Again, the continuation of the stencils. I love my little sneaky bit of my painting in there amongst these glorious indigo papers. I love that I mixed up that ink myself. I think it looks fabulous. It was fun experimenting with the different colors. You should have a real go at that because it is just fantastic. Helps you to learn a little and it's fun. Did I mention? Because it's got to be fun or I don't want to play. This looks great. I'm loving it. It's looking beautiful. And then the last 2 pages, which have only just dried. Now, you might notice I stuck a couple of little extra bits there because I started to clean up my table and I don't know, I was just fiddling. Have you done that? You know when you just kind of get stuck on something and you just keep adding bits? I know, that's what happened. And then I put some bling rings down the bottom here and then I'm like, oh man, leave it alone, leave it alone. But I'm really happy with it. I love this gel print in the background. I love the bronze and the red tones and the deep indigo and then the bronze. I just love it. This page is fabulous. It's probably one of my favorites. I love that Nat Geo background. Those pages are glorious. This little sprinkle there of the bronze and this texture here. It just makes me happy. Really? It just makes me happy. And if that's all it does, then it's a good day, right? So if you've made it all the way to the end here and you're still watching, yay for you. I think that's fantastic. Now I have an abundance of papers. Every time I do a week, I create twice as many as I can possibly put in my collages and even more than I even show you. So I'm putting inspiration packs together. I have from the first 3 weeks, the text, the scrapbooks, and the black, white, and gold. I have this inspiration pack. I also then have an inspiration pack for the red, yellow, and orange. It has a beautiful abundance of original jelly prints, some craft papers, some leftovers from what I was using in my pages. It's so much fun. I absolutely love it. So they're now in my shop for sale. They're limited edition. There's only a certain amount. Once they're gone, they're gone. I don't repeat things. I'm not going to remake more packets. It's just not going to happen. It's just not who I am. We will have moved on to a whole other series. So they're there if you want them. Now, I'm telling you because you're awesome and you stayed to the end. I have a heap of these pages left. These are beautiful handmade paper that I did this design on. I think it was probably for the week where I'm talking about my family and my journey coming home. And I wanted to use them, one of them this week. I could have stuck that there like that. See, look, that would have worked. But for whatever reason, I just didn't. I went with those colors. They're beautiful. Now, I have a few. I think I have probably 6 or 7. So if you want to buy one of my inspiration packs this week, the first 6 or 7 that I sell this week, I'll put one of these in because they're beautiful. I'm not going to do them again. In fact, I don't have this paper anymore because I did have a New Zealand pack of colors and that all sold and that's all gone. So I just have these left. I'm going to put them in this week's inspiration packs. If you want one, just buy one and I'll just pop it in. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm loving it. I love that they're original pieces. These are my artworks and I just love sending it out there because, you know, you can't keep everything, right? You know what it's like. Your space is probably already overloaded. But if you want some of mine, what the heck? I won't stop you. Now, thanks for joining me. I really loved this week using Indigo. I loved experimenting with the color. I loved playing with all the textures and it's made me happy. Next week is the last in our series for the color spectrum, and we're doing violet, which is like my other favorite color. So that's going to be fun. Come back and join me next week. I really hope you do. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for, being still here watching the videos. I absolutely love making them. I imagine that you're with me when I'm creating. So I am actually talking to you. I'm not sitting here in my room by myself talking to me. It might look like that, but I'm not. I'm talking to you. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again next week. Yay! Happy creating!